The lion of Burkina Faso, the son of Africa, Ibrahim Traoré stood. It was a crisp morning in Ouagadougou, the air heavy with anticipation. Journalists, diplomats, students, and elders had all gathered at the Great Pan-African Hall, a domed structure bearing the names of African heroes, Lumumba, Sankara, Nkrumah, Mandela, etched into its stone pillars. A hush fell over the crowd as Captain Ibrahim Traoré, dressed in his signature fatigues, approached the podium. Days before, a controversial video had circulated across the globe. A retired vice president of the United States, speaking at a summit in Geneva, had described Burkina Faso and many African nations as destitute lands, poor and illiterate, burdened by corruption and incapable of governing themselves. The comments lit a firestorm of criticism, and a call for a response. The world was watching. Captain Traoré stood tall, his eyes calm yet intense. He did not need notes. His voice, deep and resolute, echoed through the hall. When truth is twisted into a weapon, it is not knowledge, it is arrogance. And when arrogance sits in power, it writes history in blood, and then accuses the survivors of being unwashed and unworthy. Today, I will not respond with rage, but with memory, with truth, and with the vision of a continent rising. He paused. Cameras flashed. The crowd leaned forward. To the former vice president, I say, Burkina Faso may not glitter with skyscrapers, but we shine with the light of dignity. We may not have billion-dollar tech companies, but we hold billion souls rich with culture, love, and resilience. Our people are not illiterate, they are linguistically diverse, rich in oral tradition, and defenders of ancestral knowledge that predates your textbooks. Applause broke out. You say we are poor. And yet, your companies extract our gold, our cobalt, our uranium, our diamonds. Who is truly poor? The man with nothing in his hands, or the man who needs to steal from him to live? The room erupted. You say we cannot govern ourselves. But was it not your policies that installed dictators? Your CIA that overthrew Thomas Sankara, a man who died poor because he refused to steal from the people? Was it not your weapons that fueled our wars, your currency, the CFA franc, that still chains us to colonialism? He paused again. His eyes now glistened with emotion, but not weakness. Do not confuse struggle with failure. Do not confuse silence with consent. Africa has been wounded, yes. But not defeated. And today, we are not begging. We are awakening. He turned slightly to the right, gesturing to a group of youth holding books, farming tools, laptops, and flags. These are your so-called illiterates, the future engineers, doctors, poets, and protectors of Africa. They are learning in French, English, Arabic, Mawsi, Bambara, Wolof, and more. They are sowing seeds in dry soil and watching miracles grow. They are coding in dusty classrooms. They are reading Sankara under candlelight. The crowd rose to its feet. Yes, Burkina Faso is building, not with borrowed stones but with our own hands. We reject the notion that we must crawl to be fed. We are planting our own fields. And to the world, I say this, help us if you wish, join us if you dare, but do not insult us. To my African brothers and sisters, the time of waiting is over. The time of self-pity is past. This is the era of rebuilding. Not in the image of Paris or Washington, but in the soul of Africa. Let our development be rooted in Ubuntu, in community, in justice, in the balance between land and spirit. He turned directly to the camera now, addressing the globe. We are not victims. We are survivors. And more than that, we are visionaries. Africa is not a problem to be solved. Africa is the answer the world forgot it was looking for. As he ended his speech, a silence fell, not of confusion, but of respect. Then came the applause, thunderous, unending. Across the continent, screens lit up with tears and fists raised in unity. Epilogue, The Awakening. In the weeks that followed, Traoré's speech became known as the Lion's Roar. Translated into dozens of languages, it inspired protests against colonial currencies, calls for education reform, and unity summits across the Sahel. Universities began teaching courses on pre-colonial African civilizations. Farmers organized collectives. Youth launched Pan-African tech startups with names like Nkrumah and Ouagadougou Works. The former vice president later issued a half-hearted apology. But it hardly mattered. The continent had found its voice. As we are trying hard to live our dream, kindly we request you to subscribe to our channel, as we are always trying to bring you all the amazing positive news from our continent.